So Jake Fisher from the Stein Line yesterday posted his typical trade deadline wraparound focusing on big stories such as where Jonathan Kuminga will end up, what are the rumors around that, and of course, Ja Morant. Now, the Sixers were included. Very short but sweet. It states Sixers and Grizzlies had a level of trade discussions. Obviously, this isn't for Ja Morant. He doesn't fit the Sixers roster at all. And quote from the article, those talks, I'm told, involved around the edges roster matters. If the Grizzlies do end up needing a third team to help facilitate some of their active trade dealings on a salary matching basis, there is some recent synergy between Memphis and Philadelphia that is worth filing away. Our guy Trill Bro Dude from the You Know Ball podcast actually broke it down on Liberty Ballers, gave his thoughts. I want to go over some of it, give my thoughts as well. He's really into trades and the CBA and things of that nature, so his perspective is much needed. Because I'm going to be real, CBA, DBA, aka fluff it. So first he says, let me run down what I think this might mean in order what I think is most likely. Number 1, saving money. Sixers are looking to shed salary to cut down their tax bill. That makes sense. Now this right here is interesting. If Memphis sends out more money than they can get back into Ja Morant trade, there might be a scenario where the Sixers can trade Eric Gordon, Andre Drummond, and second-round picks for veteran Jock Landale to shed salary. Now, the thing about Landale is he's having a career year over there in Memphis. Career highs in minutes per game, 22. He actually averages 14 over his career, 11 points per game. His previous career high was 6.6. He's also shooting 39% from 3 on 2.9 attempts per game. Based on the advanced numbers, it tells you that he elevates their offense. 117 offensive rating with him on the floor. Meanwhile, 111 without him. Meanwhile, he kind of tanks the defense. 120 defensive rating with him, 111 without him. Per Basketball Index, he's graded F for rim disruption and rim deterrence, meaning when guys are driving and they see white boy Jock Landale, they're not really afraid, but he does grade well in terms of help defense and pick and roll defense. And just like Andre Drummond, defensively, he doesn't bring much versatility. He's going to be mainly a drop coverage big. He's a below average defensive rebounder, but he's also one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA. Currently ranked 23rd out of 508 qualified players on Basketball Index for offensive rebounding talent. He's also graded A in the quick decision-making aspect, so when he gets the ball and no one's guarding him, he's going to make a quick decision. He won't stall the offense. Compared to Bona and Andre Drummond, from a passing perspective, he's just a step ahead of them. And lastly, probably his best asset offensively is he's graded as one of the best screeners in the NBA. A+, ranked 4th out of 503 qualified players per Basketball Index. Andre Drummond is graded D+, Bona is graded A-, same with Embiid. So instantly he becomes the Sixers' best screener as a big, and keep in mind, he's not just a threat to roll, but he's a threat to pop to the perimeter, which could be very useful next to Maxey, as you saw him have great success with Gershon because of that last season. Initially, when I heard the name Jock Landale mentioned in the Trill Bro Dude article, I thought about his time in Phoenix and Houston where he wasn't really that great. Instantly, I was like, is he really better than Andre Drummond? But looking into it this season, he would be a solid upgrade. Going back to Trill Bro Dude. So number 2, he said a slight upgrade, and he mentioned Vince Williams Jr. The way he suggested that they would get it done is expiring contracts and second-round picks. Not gonna lie, I've always been a big fan of his game. He fits into that DeAnthony Melton category where you look at his size and you're like, he plays much bigger than that. Listed at 6'4", but honestly, he'll scale up and he kind of plays like a small forward. For instance, defensive rebounding talent, he's graded A on Basketball Index. His bread and butter is defense. He's all about playing aggressive. He takes on the tough matchup. In terms of matchup difficulty, he's graded A, and virtually he can guard 1 through 3. Grades well as a nice perimeter defender as well in the ISO situation and navigating screens. But over his NBA career, only 40% from the field and 32% from three. He's not shying away though. He's still putting up 4 threes per game at 30%. His most interesting aspect offensively is he can handle the rock. He's averaging 4.9 assists per game for the Grizzlies. Basketball Index has him graded A- for playmaking talent. Passing versatility is an estimate of the range on types of passes a player makes. Players with higher values are expected to be able to make more kind of playmaking reads, and he's listed A-. So he's not just a simple pass merchant. I was really invested in him after his second season. That's where he showed the most promise. He played 52 games, was averaging 10 points per game, 5.6 rebounds per game, and 3.4 assists while shooting 44.6% from the field and 37.8% from 3 on 4 attempts per game. But instead of building momentum from that, he really couldn't because he was dealing with so many injuries. He had a stress fracture in his left leg at one point. Then he had a grade 3 ankle sprain, just a bunch of lower body injuries. And once he got back, he wasn't in the rotation, really couldn't find rhythm. You see how that's affecting Jared McCain right now. So the hope is everyone gets injured in Memphis, so if he comes to Philly, hopefully he gets back to where he was in his second season where he showed potential as a two-way player. Considering he's only making $2.3 million and has a team option next year, it can't really hurt to take that risk. If you think about it, it's kind of like a second-round pick. But now let's go back to Trill Bro Dude. His last point was a real upgrade, and he was talking about Santi Aldama. He states, I like his fit with the Sixers a lot as a 4 who can create, score, pass, and rebound. He also provides help rim protection. Basically is like a more realized version of what Dom Barlow has provided for the Sixers this season. I like that comparison. Now the question he proposed, and I want to hear from you, is would the Sixers be willing to part with Jared McCain and or draft capital is the real question to me. This is probably a long shot, but is worth noting. I believe if you add Jared McCain, you're not going to be giving up draft capital. That's just in a scenario that you're not adding Jared McCain. You probably have to give a first-round pick in that case. And I think you've seen against top-tier competition, Dom Barlow at times, because of his offensive liabilities, has been exposed a bit. You don't see him in closing lineups due to that factor. So come playoff time, he's probably better off the bench. Aldama has been very good in the playoffs, by the way. And this season, he's averaging a career-high 14 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, 3 assists per game, 35% from 3 on 4.8 attempts per game, and 47% from the field. And also, he's only 25 years old. I don't know. I think Sixers fans tend to overrate him a bit. I'd probably rather give up a first-round pick than including Jared McCain, but that's just my opinion. That's all I got, though. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments section.